afternoon everyone. Today we're doing a bit of off-road bike packing. We've started with some of the campers, it's now getting dark. Peace. Sometimes you just simply can't find cover, and some of the camp is, well, it's just like this. It's all pasture land for cattle and sheep, cows and horses. The cycle paths go on miles, but the landscape's quite barren, apart from field boundary trees and hedges, that type of thing. So, quite hard work this mountain biking. So hats off to everyone that rides a fat bike. It can't be that quick. Oh, it must be havoc on the legs. Oh, stinging nettles, flies. Oh dear. Anyway, I'll look for camp. See you in a minute. Right, I've just found a nice little campsite. This is the clearest patch in a little bit of woodland. It houses about 600-700 feet. Yeah, 600-700 feet over that way. There's nothing that way apart from two rivers running parallel, so nothing's getting across. There's a main train line running here, which I am worried about a bit, but I know from experience that they shut down at about 11, half 11 at night, and then reopen like 6, 7 in the morning type thing for the freight trains. I just come from that way about a quarter mile, quarter mile. That way behind the camera is not much there. I'll go and check out, see if there's any firewood. I'm now about to get set up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Here comes the train now, so we'll hear that. Ah, well, that's not too bad, considering it's right there. Oh, considering it's right there, it's not too bad. Anyway, I'll get set up. Whoop whoop, whippity woo. Hey Ben, copyright. Right, we're at camp. So first thing we need to do is set up our tent, just for when it's dark. We don't have to worry about setting up any poles or pegging it out. Always hold on to these clips if you have any straps holding anything on, and just put them anywhere relatively out of the way, just for safekeeping until the morning or whenever you leave camp. You know where they are and you're not chucking them away by mistake. Out first is my ground sheet, that can go over there for now. And second of all is my tent. This is a Saloa, I think Saloa or something, 2-man tent. So let's set this up and show you what it looks like. Before we set the tent up, we need to clear this area, so let's get a nice stick. So let's get a nice stick to use as a nice little strimmer, so we can whack all these bits down. This is dead bit. Took longer than expected, just to get these other unwanted. There we go, that's some firewood for later. That's a bit of twigs to start a fire with. This axe can now go back in the sheath. This is going to be a relaxed video, I think, nothing too serious. And you just simply, well, you know what to do with this, don't you? You just knock down all the sting nettles or stuff you no longer desire to be in your way and sting you. Including, of course, things popping up like sticks and shrubs out of the ground. So once this is cleared, which is nearly there now, you don't need much space. I've got a ground sheet. For the front of the tent, so it's not to worry that much. there we go, we'll just put that on our bike for a second. Get the tent out. As I say, always keep these little clips and straps handy. Preferably strapped to your bike. This tent is a two-part tent. Has an inner and an outer. The inner we use first. Now we've near enough sufficiently got all the sting nettles out of the way. Just a couple of small ones, mainly dead ones that I've already hit. Just get them even further out of the way, just so you can put your poles in properly and things like that. Leave that back over there. Failed number 3 then. 4, I'd leave that. Yeah, it's a nice little spot this. I'm glad I found it. There's not many spots around Halesworth. Everything that looks like woodland on Google Earth is a fucking fishing lake or something, mate, honestly. Or a big like sand quarry, and I don't like sand quarries, it's just too floodable, you know. Alright, there's 3 poles. There's a short pole for across the top to hang that secondary outer on. There's 2 large poles the same size. This tent is a fairly old tent, but it's a decent one. It's lasted the ages, so I'll keep hold of it. On here there's no pins or anything to go into the end of here, apart from on the outer, but it's just a couple of holes you put it in, and a peg hole obviously to hold it down. So these 2, you obviously put your tent up this way. These tents are very handy nowadays. You simply can hook it all up to each other so it holds it up via the poles. Struggle with this bit, I'm not tall enough to reach across. But the best part about these modern tents is you simply clip them on the poles and be done with it, whereas other tents you'd have to set the poles up inside the tent, put the inner up, and you don't have a choice then whether not to have an outer waterproof shell or not. So my advice is to go with one that's self-standing like this, however you want to call it. They're very good. You can see the 2 clips for this other bit over here. We'll just put this on for now. 1 clip at the back, 1 clip at the front. Done, sorted. Right, I'm in the top sheet. Right, there's a burn hole in one side of this, so I don't want that side to show, this side where I'm sleeping, just for aesthetics purposes. Now I'm simply clipping what is effectively an elasticated hook at all 6 corners of this fly sheet, waterproof sheet, to the pegs, to the peg holes. I'm not going to use pegs today because I'm fully undercover, I'm not in any wind whatsoever, and there's no wind about today, so it's quite handy. Right. Tent's done. I'm not going to bother pegging it down or anything. This is going to be fine for me tonight. That's not going to bother me that it's not pegged out or anything. Because I would actually like a campfire close to me, so I can sit down inside my tent with a campfire about 3 foot away from me, from the door. Because this is the door. It's a nice little tent, this, really. I'm glad I picked it up. It's only a couple of quid from a car boot sale years ago. There we go, look, we're there with our tent now. We don't need any more than that. Ugh. I wish this tent had more options than it does to keep up your stuff. Right, now it's down to the fire. Next up we need a bit of firewood, more precisely kindling. So all this hung up dead willow, this will be absolutely ideal for my needs tonight. It's absolutely tons of it, and it's absolutely dead like that. Wicked. All this stuff you can just prune back, snapped as I cut it, and just prune back. This is willow, this is dead bit, that's a dead bit. So you can just prune this back near enough hard as you like. There we go, so that's the base of our fire. There's some other bigger bits of wood now, so I'm going to collect them and show you how to start the fire. I've got a lighter because of smoke, you may not have one. I don't really know what to do in that situation because I haven't got anything with me. You could use fire steel or something like that, or flint if you want to go caveman style, but I can't tonight. That was a loud motorbike. That was a loud motorbike if you heard that in the background. A12 not too far away. Yeah, I'm going to collect some more firewood and then start a fire. So now what we have to do is lay out the the ground sheet, sorry, and then see where the fire is going to end up. There's loads of insects here, it's peat moss. It's very good advice to make sure you don't set a light to any of your surroundings or anything like that. That's all I'm going to need for the ground sheet for today. Just going to cut this bit underneath my tent like that, just so I have somewhere that one sit and that sort of type of thing. Right, so the fire's going around here somewhere, so I'm going to be digging a little hole, getting rid of these stinging nettle roots. They're very good fibre. Dig down so you hit what is now, this is just getting the clay, so that's a good base to start a fire. Right, getting all your twigs and all your sticks and that, you can just simply crush them up into 6 to 7 inch lengths. This might go very badly because I haven't actually got any tinder, although no, I haven't got the dating app either. This, minus the sting nettles, is a creeper, so this might light fairly easy, minus all the rubbish sticks. Cool, yeah, that'll go up nice and easy. There's some more of it over here, with leaves in it and all sorts, so that'll be good tinder for our little fire. Nice and crunchy. There we go. Right, let's try that. I want to squash it up nice and hard, but not hard, sorry, nice and firm. Let's try this. Got a little bird's nest, but a little looser. Just want to get it to catch. You don't want it a massive flame just yet. Just want it to catch a little bit. And this stuff is not working at all, so that's an epic fail. What else have I got? I can try to light it on top of that, see if that helps at all. That goes out extremely quickly, that stuff, but there is heat still there, so let's give it another go before we get some More stuff to burn. And there we go. Half an hour later, there's a fire going. Now you just get some moss sticks and put it on top of that. Quite simple, but effective little fire. Especially when you've got lighters. If you don't have a lighter, I don't really know what to say about that, apart from get a lighter. Because nowadays, apart from just as a hobby, fire lighting with flints or steel, that's really just for fun. I like something reliable, like a lighter. So that's what I use. This is going to be a nice little fire now. I'll just put the rest of the tinder down here. Maybe a few of these little ones on, just to perk up a little bit more. Not that it needs it, but we'll get a few of these bits. This bit is still half alive, so I'm actually going to snap that and put it in the ground right here. See if it roots. Come back in a couple of months. Hopefully it's rooted or something. This one's still wet as well, so we'll leave that for now. But yeah, there's a nice little basic fire right there. Right, now I've done that, I'll just have a little sit down for a bit in my brand new muddy shoes and just chill out by the fire with the trains going by. I have one filter tip left. I'm not quite sure where that even is now. I think I may have lost it, so I'm going to have a look for that. I've only got one left. I don't need to lose my last filter. Don't need to lose my lighter in the fire either. Right, we've got a nice little fire. I'm going to roll my cigarette with no filter tip in it because I just dropped it somewhere along the way. Yeah, these little bits of wood. That's about 5-10 minutes like now. I just go around, chuck them on a bit again, snap them off if I need it and chuck them on. Just so burn down to ash, and ash stays hot longer than the wood burns for, if you get my drift. So charcoal is actually much warmer than the burning log itself when it's burning. There's loads of mosquitoes around here, so I hope this fire gets rid of them shortly. Yeah, it's not too bad, that mountain bike setup. It's not too bad, it's a good little bike, but like you heard earlier, it keeps slipping gears, which is not good. I keep nutting myself in between my legs on like the crossbar and the head stem. A couple of painful memories already with that bike. You've only had it a month or so. Yeah, and I keep yeah, well, every time I turn right now, because I didn't cut the cable length properly. Well, I cut the cable length, but that's the thing, I cut the cable instead of just the sheath, like a proper zonk. So now I've got the correct length sheath, but no, not the cable. So whenever I turn the handlebars right, the back brake comes on, because the disc brakes, and it just locks on. Whenever I turn right over, say, 17-18 degrees or whatever it is, you know, turn right a little bit. Yeah, these camping adventures, to everyone at home, I'm still cycle touring, as in with my fully loaded setup. I'm still fully loaded touring. Lots of plans for it. It's just that at the minute I've got, like, I have places to be and people to see, more or less. So I've opted to go for the bikepacking, the lightweight touring, set up for now, just so I can get places quickly, wherever that may be in the country. I just put some more sticks on this, just to aid in it waking the fuck up. That should do for now. I keep smelling burning hair, and I think it's these roots that are under the ground. I think, I'm not too sure, but it smells like burnt hair. It might be my hair. Not entirely sure. It is good to get out, but I'm yet to get my sleeping equipment out and stuff like that. Actually, I'll do that now. I'll get prepared. In here, as everyone probably knows by now, is my self-inflating, in other words an inflatable sleeping mat, a bivy bag, which is like a sleeping bag but a one-line waterproof, like a giant bin bag effectively, but really tough material, and a military basher and some tent pegs that I don't need at the minute. Sometimes when I go without my tent, I just take this, and this is my full setup apart from my sleeping bag, which is in my bag. So this can, where's the zip? I had my friends the other week borrow this tent, so I haven't used it since, so hopefully they left it in good condition for me. Keep your axe where you can see it. Wipe the bird poo off, obviously. Don't go in there, and I'll do that in a little bit. I did actually eat, what did I have? I had fish and chips earlier. I had some cod and chips from the chip shop down the road. Well, about a mile and a half, 2 miles away, something like that, in Hounsworth. So I'm not actually going to be cooking tonight. I've actually found a nice little grill. It's about that round. That I'll just put over. I wouldn't normally take it, but I saw my friend Kenny, so thank you for the tip and advice, Kenny. I really appreciate it, mate. Like, he has a little grill with 4 little legs on it that stick in the ground and go over the fire real nicely. So I thought about getting one of them, and then a friend of mine, she had a barbecue she didn't want, and one of the grills was this round, so I thought, yep, I'll have that. And yeah, just put a couple of logs each side, put that on top. Jobs are good. Works well if you're cooking tins or meats or whatever you want to cook, you can cook, and if you just want to put it there to boil a kettle, you can. It's always an option. I'm not quite sure why this fire is still smouldering. A tip with fire lighting is blow underneath the fire. A long steady one. It don't have to be a lot of air, it just has to be a long steady blow, like with my added sound effect there, of course. But yeah, a long steady blow for like 10-15 seconds, that'll get it going in no time. Or a couple of short long bursts. Short long bursts. Brilliant Luke, nice one. Isn't it funny how earwigs, if you know what earwigs are, I don't know what countries get earwigs and what don't, but here in the UK there's earwigs. They have little pincers on their bums. Go away, mosquito. That's a big mosquito. Why is it that earwigs always come down from trees and fucking hit you in the head or the ear? You always feel them, and they're always near your fucking ears, man. Like, seriously. Anyway, I'll stop talking now because I'll just have a rant about airwigs, and we don't want that, do we? It sounds a bit racist. So yeah, blow underneath the fires. They do a great job. Like I say, this is just a chilled out video. Today I was working my balls off, man. Absolutely working my balls off. All day today, from about 10, 11 o'clock this morning, right up until 7 or 8 o'clock, which now is about 7 or 8 o'clock. I've only just finished recording like my usual videos. I've been trying to upload twice a week, 3 times a week if I can, with tips and that. No one watched my last tips video, like cycling in the rain without a jacket, so I'm not going to do cycling, like general cycling tips anymore, because no one wanted to see it. If you do want to see that type of stuff, that was a pigeon, I thought it was an owl. If you do want to see general cycling stuff like Strava and that sort of thing, flick over to my Hippie Swift Diaries channel. I've got 98 subscribers, woohoo! Or whoopity woo, Ben. He knows what I'm on about. Yeah, 98 subscribers, so thank you very much. On my Diaries channel, that is purely for everything else that isn't of high quality value for this channel. Fishing, skateboarding, general Strava, camera, GoPro footage, bad drivers, that type of thing, you know, just general bollocks that you see on the internet. I have all that on my other channel. It's all my own content, like this channel. Trying to top up the fire. I'm actually going to go to bed in about half an hour or something like that, because I'm fairly knackered from a couple of days training on this mountain bike. And what I mean by training is I might as well have been training, because it's so much bloody hard work. Again, this bit's still alive, and I'm seeing the camera now how quick it's getting dark, so I can't be filming for much longer, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's turned out alright, isn't it? It's a nice little place here, or a footpath, don't know, 600-700 metres that direction, I'm not too sure. It's a long walk with a mountain bike through 5-6 foot stinging nettles, brambles and just general shrubs. Yeah, I know I always say it, and you guys always reply saying do what you want, it's your YouTube channel, but please tell me what you want to see. I want to personally beat some world records this year, not official Guinness World Records, because some of the records I would like to get, they don't actually classify it as a record, as no one's done it before, and there's not much interest in certain cycling routes. Like, I would like to go Ipswich to Gloucester in 12 hours, which is an average of 16.5 miles an hour. It's 186 miles, I believe it is, 186, 189 or whatever miles. So basically near enough 200 miles. I want to try and do it in 12 hours on my road bike. And then where I'm going after that is I'm going up the Welsh border, because that's absolutely lovely. Unfortunately I've only gone up the main roads, the A roads and motorways on the Welsh border. So I'd like to go through Wales a bit and go in and out of Wales and along the border a bit, and then come back across via Leeds and Harrogate and that way, and then come back through Scunthorpe and the Norfolk coast and come back round, just as a general cycle with my bikepacking gear on. But that's the thing, I would love to go for a world record and see how fast I can do it without bags on, without my gear on. But then again, once I'm over in Gloucester, the other side of the country, 200 miles away, I'll be stuck for anywhere to sleep, and I can't afford a bed and breakfast or a hotel or anything, so I'm now about to have something to munch, have something to eat. Here's my bag, and in here is my sleeping bag. So I'll pop that in here for now, ready to get out in in a few minutes time. Over here is an amazing little sunset. I'll just show you. I'll just show you quickly. Why not? Amazing little sunset. It's really bright red sky. You can't actually see that. Sorry, you can't see that. It's absolutely terrible. You can't see that. Get the camera set up again. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, I'm so knackered. You have no idea. It's been a hard day. I actually got surrounded by cows today. If we get a chance, I'll put the clip in now. Hello everyone, today I'm going to take you through my camelback system for bikepacking. You can, I'm telling you cow, you stay away from my bike. There's loads of cows getting up on me at the minute, might as well show you. So that's what happened today. Absolutely horrible conditions to film in. Yeah, anyway, I'll chuck that horrible cigarette. I'll fill out my milkshake and my, oh, my favourite, look what I've got. I've got some dairy milk, Cadbury's chocolate, milk chocolate with fruit and nut in it. It's chopped nut. I don't know why they bother chopping the nut. It must be just the entrails from the whole nut processing line for the whole nut chocolate. I'll have that in a sec. You have to remember when you leave that, try not to leave any trace. Some people go no trace policy and they're real strict about it. I actually find that if you leave no trace on a field or something whatsoever, then the landowners don't know you've been there, which is good, I suppose. It's their peace of mind. But then again, they don't know. If they saw an outline of a tent or something on their ground, they think, oh, someone's been camping here. They would instantly look around for rubbish and debris wherever they are, wherever they're looking, you know, for litter and that they've put down. If they don't see any, then they'll know that campers respect landowners enough not to litter there. So if we don't litter there, then and leave like an outprint or write a thank you note before you go camping, post it on a gate post nearby of the field or whatever you're going, you know. There's a bit of rubbish here, I'm going to put it in my pocket. Normally I chuck it in my tent, but it's probably full up with crap anyway, so. But yeah, like I just said, as far as a no trace policy goes, yeah, cover up with fire, dispose of the ashes, scatter them. There's a stream nearby get some water on it, whatever you need. Make sure your fire's gone out. If it's a real peat bog and you are seriously worried about fires, always try and find like a few, I don't know, just sticks, big logs to put underneath the fire to stop it spreading, so as heat travels up. I know it does burn down, but if there's no oxygen there, if the logs are covered in mud, then they're not going to burn, they're just going to be an insulator for the heat and not actually burn. So that's a good fact. I was actually building a log cabin, planning on building my own log cabin, but unfortunately I haven't got the funds for that anymore. So all of the thoughtful processes of water retention, water recycling and solar power and wind energy, all of my knowledge in that is not being put to any use. I shouldn't ever, you shouldn't ever put lids on the floor if you're putting it back at night time. Because obviously it could be probably a tree earwig jumping in your bottle cap, so when you put it on and give it a shake, it goes in there. Bit of protein, bit of extra earwiggy protein for you there. Yeah, so after today I'm fairly knackered. what else to talk about? Yeah, I'm finding it incredibly difficult to complete my pilot episode for Discovery. It's just, I'm so demoralised. I'm having family issues. Nothing for you guys to worry about. I'm just having a few family issues and stuff like that. So, anyway, the fire's nearly out. I've got a little bit of this left, and then I'm gonna hit the sack. Right, that's me done. I'm now about to get my sleeping equipment out, so I'll turn the camera off and turn it back on if I have anything more to say. Right guys and girls, I'm now off to bed. I'm absolutely shattered. I barely see what I'm doing. I don't know where my head torch is. I've dropped it somewhere in the sting nettles. Won't be able to find it till the morning. I'll let you know how the night goes if it's a bad night. But if not, I need to save the battery for tomorrow, because I'm going over to Dunwich Woods, spend a couple of days in the thick pine forests where the trees are literally 1.5 meters apart and they've grown really nice and fat, and they're really, really tall trees as they're so densely populated and stuck in close to one another. Lovely warm fire, that. Just perfect for boiling a kettle. If Kenny was here, he'd have his little Tangier, I think it is, little Tangier stove or whatever it is on there, pot or whatever it is, some titanium thing. Anyway, you probably can't even see me, so till next time, stay safe and I hope you find peace. Peace! Oh yeah, Ben, whoop-de-woo.